I want to do what I like to call, we're going to do our version of it called Desert Island Vinyl. And vinyl is synonymous with all things music. We're going back to vinyl, and just vinyl means CDs, vinyl, music in general. And we don't consume music the way that we used to. We a lot of times we even just do single tracks. And it's really challenging now because instead of listening to a whole album, we'll have thousands and thousands and thousands, literally thousands of tracks that we'll listen to, and a lot of the times we don't even know what's on the rest of the album. Not always true, but a lot of the times it is true. Okay, so with this Desert Island Vinyl segment, we're going to list the 10 LPs, CDs, whatever, collections that you would take with you to a desert island if you were stranded, and if you had no other music to listen to till the end of your life on that island. And so I've got my list. Now, I'm a little embarrassed about my list. It was hard. Right, that's what she said. So it was not easy putting this together, because in this day and age, when you've got thousands of bands and thousands of tracks that you want to take with you if you're going to be stuck on an island, so you're stuck on this desert island, you've got to narrow it down to 10, and I did that. I'm going to go over my list really quickly. Now, in the interest of time, I'm just going to read through them really quickly there in no particular order, but I think you're going to be a little surprised, and I'm going to be just a little bit embarrassed, but so be it. Here we go. So, Desert Island Vinyl, Mark J. New Order, singles. Now, just for the record, if you're going to put a compilation in your Desert Island Vinyl list of 10, you're cheating. It's a cheat, but, you know, it's all you get for the rest of your life, so I'm going to allow it. So, The Smiths, at number 9, the very best of the Smiths, the Killers, direct hits, and really, I had a hard time with that top few, because there were quite a few that I wanted to put on there, but again, when you narrow it to 10, it is not easy. So this is the one that is gonna look. Kansas at number 7, the Essential Kansas. I know they're a progressive rock band from the 70s. What's my problem? I love Kansas, I'm sorry. Okay, Black Sabbath, the Ultimate Collection. Now, Black Sabbath is quite literally not just the godfather of metal, but they really had elements of punk rock in their music. And I think they've been very influential for ever since they came out. And if you listen to songs like Paranoid or Wasp or N.I.B., you'll hear definite punk and modern rock elements in their music. Anyway, I had a chance to see Black Sabbath in concert a few years back at the Verizon Amphitheater in Anaheim. Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, just one of the best concerts by far I've ever been to. It was incredible. And my two favorite songs by Black Sabbath are N.I.B. and Paranoid, both played, and War Pigs. Who can forget War Pigs? Anyway, that has to be on my Desert Island Vinyl. And at number 5, we just spent how long talking about it? Ministry. This one is in red. It's highlighted because it's the only one of all these that is not a greatest hits kind of compilation. And so bonus points for number 5, Ministry, with Sympathy. And number 4, 9 Inch Nails, greatest hits. That is a big time cheat, because that is not a domestic release. That is a bootleg from, I think, Russia. But oh well, I found it on the internet, so I put it on. Trashcan Sinatras, 1990 to 2010. That's a self-release by Trashcan Sinatras. It does not include their latest LP, which is great, but it includes everything great by Trashcan Sinatras up to that. So if you're a Trashcan Sinatras fan, you know how great they are, and have to take them with me. Then Amitri, Hatful of Rain, as I like to say, the best American folk band from Scotland, Amitri. And then Dramarama, the all-time best modern rock bar band, garage band of all time, Dramarama, John Easdale and Company. I actually had a chance to meet John Easdale years ago, I think. I'm trying to think of which might have been their LP vinyl that had come out. I saw them in concert, got to meet him after the show, just a great guy. At some point in time, I might even talk about that, because that was an interesting conversation that I had with him, but he is just a real, genuinely great guy. And that rounds out my list, Dramarama, best of. And of course, everyone knows anything from Dramarama that came out on the Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack. Other than that, a lot of people don't know who they are. But thanks to KROQ, I know who they are, because I was in KROQ back in the 80s and heard anything for the first time. And anyway, Dramarama ever since has been one of my all-time favorite bands. So that is my list. Now, the ones that were honorable mentions that I had to leave off, and it was difficult. I didn't want to leave them off, but if I could add 5 or 6 more, I would have put the Pixies, Concrete Blonde, the Sheila Divine, Depeche Mode, a whole bunch of others. Anyway, you have to limit it to 10. So now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to comment what your Desert Island Vinyl list of 10 would be. Leave it in the comments, and if your list totally blows, I will feature it and make fun of you. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. JB, leave me alone. If the list... Okay. If there's any Bon Jovi or Nickelback, I'm going to make fun of them. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, so put your Desert Island Vinyl list of 10. You can even include some honorable mentions, the ones that you had a hard time leaving off. Sometimes that makes you feel better if you can put on there what you left out. And in future shows, I will feature those. We'll see what how interesting these lists can be and what we can come up with. But anyway, I think a disclaimer needs to be added to this. Anyone that puts a Smiths album, LP, collection on their Desert Island Vinyl, if they're stuck on a desert island listening to the Smiths, there's a fair chance they're going to hurt themselves. I think that should be a warning that comes with this list. So anyway, be warned. Okay, moving on. We've got a final segment, which I'm really, really excited about, because it's going to be fun. So our last segment here.